Hey guys, my name is Ismail. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I want to show you how to set up a local server so that you can run things like PHP, mysql, databases, and things like WordPress, Drupal, or any CMS like Shopify, and things like that on your personal computer, on your machine, without even needing to connect to the internet. So we're going to need the internet to set up everything, but after that, you don't really need the internet to test out things like this. So let's get started. So let me first clear this out so that I can get somewhere to write. I'll just delete this node. Yeah, so what we're going to need is set up a local server. This is like, so to run a website, in a website, you need a server. That's usually provided by your hosting service. So if you have something like GoDaddy or HostGator, things like that. So these servers are usually provided by a hosting company like GoDaddy or even Squarespace, something like that. But they are paid services. So this is just a way to show you how to set up a server on your personal machine, maybe your laptop or your desktop computer, just your PC, and so that you can run things like PHP, mysql, or database, or any database, or run CMSs like WordPress, Drupal, Shopify, things like that. So what we're going to need is a server software. There are a lot of server software out there, but we'll be using, for this tutorial, we're going to be using XamPP, but you can also use WAMP. There is a MAMP for Macintosh if you're using Macintosh. So this XamPP stands for ignoring the X, because that's usually for the software. So XamPP stands for, the AMP part is Apache, MySQL, and PHP. So we're going to need a software that runs Apache, then MySQL, and PHP. And so for that, in this tutorial or in this video, we're going to be using XamPP. To the website, you can just go to Google and type in xampp, and let's see what we get. So the first result is what you click on. So it's from Apache Friends, but yeah, let's see if there is a Mac version. I think there is. So let's go to their website. So this is their website. You can either click on download, or you can find your operating system here. So you can see there is an OS, a Macintosh version. So let's just go with this for Windows, because I'm using Windows. And you will get the download pop-up, and I click on download, and it will start downloading. Down here you can see the things that other things you can run with XamPP. So let's wait for the download to complete. And so our download has completed, and now we can open it, or you can go in the folder and then open that download. So just open. Then you can run the installation. So let's minimize this. Bitamy. Okay, so okay, and now just click next. Let's go back. You can see we are installing MySQL, FTP server, Mature mail servers, stuff like that, PHP myadmin, and next. So I like to change my subfolder, my installation folder, because by default it will install the server directly on your operating system. So mine is in the C partition, but what I don't like about this, because I occasionally reinstall my Windows, and when I'm reinstalling Windows, I format the entire partition. So sometimes I forgot that I have installed the server on that partition, because when you are working on a PHP project, you have to save the project files in the server folder, and if the server folder is on your Windows partition and you format that partition, you're going to lose your work. It has happened to me several times, and that's why I don't like installing the server directly on my Windows partition, because when I'm formatting that disk, say I'm reinstalling Windows, I might lose that work. I might forget that I have my projects there, and yeah, I lose that work. So I I'm going to install it on a different partition, so I'll just select D, and let me rename this as local server. I don't know, is that the spelling? I'm not sure. Server, I think that's it. And then click OK, and now next, and now the installation will come up. Let me just close out of that. So it started unpacking. It might take a while, so yeah. So as it's installing, let me show you what happens if you try to run PHP without a server on your computer. So I'll just go in my text editor, Sublime Text Editor. I'll create a new file. I'll just save it as, let me create a file on my desktop. I just call this PHP, and then just name this index.php, because if you're writing a PHP file, it has to end with the extension .php. That's why I'm doing this. So yep, let's test out what happens if you try to run a PHP file without a server installed. So I'll just write, this is how you write PHP code. You open it with a PHP block. You open the PHP block with a list with a greater than sign, question mark, PHP, and then let's say echo, let's say hello world. Let's save. And now if we go to the desktop, so this is the file. Let's open this in the browser. More applications. Okay, let me just drag and drop it on my browser. So where is this? Just, you can see nothing comes up. If we wrote some HTML, raw HTML, this is supposed to be a PHP page. Sorry, close out that tag. You can see it is supposed to render hello world at the top here, and then this line next. Maybe let me add a separation here. HR. And okay, so hello world should be above this line, and then so you will see what happens if we, after installing the server, that we will have hello world up here, and then this just as is here. So let's wait for the server to install and then come back. Okay, as the server installs, let's talk about why you should be using PHP when making websites. So let me get my pen tool again. Should get my pen tool. So okay, so when you're writing a when you are creating a website in regular PHP, in HTML, just in HTML, raw HTML, and you have multiple pages. Say this is page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, maybe page 6. You usually have some things that are going to be the same on the same pages. So you might have the navigation menu that is similar on all pages, and then a footer that is the same on all pages. And sometimes even you might have a sidebar that is the same for some pages. Maybe it doesn't appear on other pages, but it is the same on other pages. So if you're just using HTML, and you would have to duplicate these pages the same a few times. So if this is the home page, and this is the about us page, and this is the contact us page, and this is the, let's say, service page, and say this is the portfolio, you would duplicate the home page 5 times, one for the contact us, about us, and whatever, but then so then you would make edits for each page. But if you wanted to make, say, an update, maybe you don't want maybe you want to update the logo in the menu bar, you would have to go to every page and update that part. So maybe if you want to update maybe the phone number on the footer, you would again have to go to every single page you duplicated or you created and then update that phone number manually. But the good thing with PHP, let me clear this. The good thing with PHP, say you're going to create 5 pages, and this is the home page, and this is the about us page, this is the contact us page, and you have the portfolio and the service page. So you just create a template for the navigation menu on a different PHP file, in a different PHP file. So you would call this nav.php, and then you would have a footer section in another file, and you call this, say, footer.php. And now maybe say if you have a sidebar, you'd create a sidebar, a separate file for the sidebar, and call it sidebar.php. All these would be PHP files, so this would be php.php.php.php. And now instead of duplicating the home page and then just renaming the same thing, you just create a home page and then import this template, this nav.php here. You just write the code include nav.php, and this template will be rendered here. If you want to include the footer, you just write the code include footer.php, and it would include this part for the footer. If you want say a sidebar and the footer and the header for the about us page, you will write include a navigation nav.php and include footer.php, just one line. And then maybe if you want a sidebar, you just write include sidebar.php there, and it will be included there. So when you want to update the footer, say you would do the same for all the other sections, and maybe this section has a sidebar as well. So you would do the same thing for the other sections. But now if you're trying to update, say, a phone number on the footer, you would just update the footer.php, and everything on this page, on the other pages, will be updated. So if you want to update the sidebar, and maybe include a search bar, you just update the sidebar.php, and every other page that has the code include sidebar.php would be updated. So you don't have to go to every other page that has that section and update like you would in just a raw HTML page. So let's see if the server has completed installing. Let's see. Yes, yeah. So we have this completed. So just click finish, and yeah, it gives you this pop-up. Just click the language you want, save, and now let's see. After that, you will get this icon, the XAMPP control panel icon. If you don't have it there, you can go into your installation folder. Let's first minimize that. Go to your installation folder. So we install this in D, local server, and so these are the files for our local server. And so if you don't have this icon here, let's first quit that. You can find it here, control XAMPP control, and so the concept is the same for any other software you're using. So if you're using WAMP, it should be the same. You just go in the installation folder, and you should find the WAMP control panel or the MAMP control, whatever, and then double click on that. If you want to put it here, I think it's already there. So if you open it, it will come in this, I don't know how it's called. You can pin it on your taskbar to quickly access it. And so yeah, now we have a server ready for our to run PHP. You can see we have Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, and Tomcat, but we are going to be mostly using MySQL and Apache. To run PHP, you're going to need Apache, and to run MySQL or databases, you're going to need MySQL. So we need to start Apache and MySQL. So let's just click allow and start for MySQL. So if we refresh this, we are still not getting the page, because you remember we wrote this code. It should be rendered at the top above this line. So the way the server works is that to run PHP with our XAMPP server, we need to save our project in the local in our local server. So for XAMPP, we need to find the server folder. If you're not sure what your server folder is, you can go to Google and write in your server software, say XAMPP server folder, enter, and it should bring you the server folder. For XAMPP, it is HD docs. So if you want to try, if you installed wamp, you can go to wamp server folder and it should show you. So this is www. So if you, let's say wamp and see wamp server folder. Okay. So you will just looking through this and you will find your server folder. So for XAMPP, it is, you go to the installation folder and find HD docs. So it's here, and now you can paste everything you want here. So let's see. So you can paste your project directly in the server folder. So let's just copy this, copy, and now paste it in here. So okay, let's try this and see. So you see, it's still not loading, even if we have the server started and everything is running. So to run PHP, you need to access the project or the index.php file or your project or website you're working on. Instead of just directly accessing it like this, you will need to add the server name. So for a local server, you write localhost stroke the server name. So the folder you have your project in, and now you can see we have hello world active. So again, to access your project file, say we create a new project here and let's say project 1, and it's a PHP project. Say let's add a PHP file. Let's just copy this from here and paste it in here. So to access this project, you just write localhost stroke the name of the folder, which was project 1 / index, the name of the page, the file name you want to access, the file you want to access. So you can see we can even make updates here. Hello world 2. Let's make sure we are updating the right project. So let's drag this in here, hello world 2, and you can see that's what we have. Let's try some variables here. Let's see if we create a new PHP variable. Let's see, name equals hello, world. Let's see, world. And I'm just testing out PHP just to show you how it works. So we can say this is supposed to be, let's say, hello hello PHP echo name. Let's see how that looks. So you can say hello world, and if we change this variable and say hello Mars, you can see PHP is running perfectly. But to run PHP, you need to make sure that you have Apache and mysql running. So if we stop this and try to run, you can see it's loading. Unable to connect because we have stopped the server from running. So you need to make sure that you have Apache and MySQL running, and then everything will work. Yeah. So maybe I should show you what I was trying to show you last in the previous lesson. So we have this index page, and let's call it our home page. Let's create another template for our nav, just to test out everything. So let's create a navigation menu, and let's call this list home, and copy this a few times. Okay, paste. And this add some style. Let's add URL list items. Let's do what display block. Just want to show you why PHP is a very good thing to use in your websites. Let's see. So we have nav.php, so we can access nav.php and see how it works. Okay, so it seems we can do UL this text line center. Okay, let's say float left instead of display block. Sorry, inline. It's supposed to be inline block. And let's add some padding, 20 pixels. Let's say contact, about, and services, team, and portfolio. Yeah, whatever. So let's say that's our navigation menu. So let's say border bottom, 1 pixel solid, DD, the background of let's see F8. So we are trying to create a simple website, and let's create a footer. So we would have a footer.php. Paste that there. But let's give this a style of a width of what? Yeah, let's just keep it simple, and maybe just give it a background of C00 and position absolute, and the width 100%, bottom 0 pixels. Okay, so it's called footer.php. Make sure this is working. This is recording. Okay, so let's give it a class of footer, so that is not affecting the navigation, the top navigation. So let's ul.footer. Let's see. Okay, why is it not working? Your footer, then background, absolute background, and we didn't change the background. 0cc. Yeah, so that's what we have. So this is going to be our footer, and this is going to be our so this is our footer template, and this is our navigation template. But this is our homepage. So you just import the header, the navigation you want, by just including include nav.php, and then at the bottom here you write include footer.php. Okay, why is it not working? Let's see. Are we in the index.file include What am I doing? Huh. Why is this not working? Project 1. Okay, it's supposed to be project 1. Okay, what am I now doing? Right, is this server on? Okay, let's see what localhost stroke is here. So you can see we have the header and we have the footer here, and so this would be our homepage. So if you wanted to create say about us page, let's save it as about.php. You can just copy this from the index, from the home page, paste it there, and maybe change. Let's get some dummy text here. Let's just copy this, whatever is here. Maybe let's just get this entire block from here. No, from here. Copy outer HTML and let's paste it here. Let's see. So this is our index file, and then we have our about us page. About us page, you can see we have the home page, we have the navigation menu, and we have the footer area. So if we want to change anything, say from the navigation menu, we don't have to go to every page we created to update that. Let's make sure we have the index as well, so you can see the difference. And now if we want to update the navigation menu, you just go to the navigation, and maybe let's just have 3 links, so you can see everything updates. See, perfect. Yeah, so yeah, that's all we need. So that's how you set up a local server for your machine to run PHP and MySQL and any CMS like WordPress, because WordPress requires you to have PHP on your server. Sorry, to have a server that runs PHP, and that's how you set it up on your PC. So if you found this useful, make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, make sure to subscribe. Thank you.